Come to meet me on your mats. We're going to start in a neutral tabletop position. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under your hips. And let's just rock back and forth for a moment on the wrist. Give them a little attention here. Maybe take some circles on your wrist. And then circle out the other way. And then just come to stop moving. Let's untuck tailbone, lift heart, lift gaze as you inhale. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone, navel to spine, chin to chest. Press the floor away. Again, untuck tailbone, lift gaze. Pull your heart through. And on an exhale, round through your back body, chin to chest, navel to spine. Just do a couple more of these on your own, just getting some mobility in the spine. Maybe even taking this opportunity to close your eyes down. And just listening to the intuition of your body as you just move here a little bit. And then come to meet me in a neutral tabletop. Let's bring your big toes together in the back. Spread the knees out wide to the edges of the mat. Sink the hips back to the heels. Take your time. Can you get them back a little further? And then begin to melt the forehead to your mat as you stretch your fingertips towards the top of your mat. And just breathe. Landing here with some easy inhales, easy exhales. And just check in with body. How are you feeling this morning? How's your head space? How's your heart space? And just trying your best to stay connected with your practice and with your breath, and knowing that there is lots more to come today. Always is. But let's see if we can focus on what's happening here right now between the four corners of your mat. Focus on yourself. Let's bring our palms to touch, thumbs up to the ceiling. Bend into the elbows as you bring the thumbs to the back of your neck. So get a nice passive shoulder stretch, and then take your hips and just sway your hips side to side. Getting a little organic movement in the body today. Breathe. Come to stop moving the hips, extend the arms back out. Come onto the fingertips, lift the palms, look up at the top of your mat with your palms lifted. Pull your heart down. And breathe. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to thread the right arm underneath. Keep the fingertips lifted on the left hand as you gaze to the right, or the left actually. Keep the fingertips lifted, palm lifted. Let the right shoulder sink into the mat. Breathe. And take an inhale. Long exhale. On your next in-breath, bring your right hand next to your left. Come onto the fingertips. Pull your heart down. Look at the top of your mat. Press the hips closer to the heels. Really getting into that shoulder girdle. Inhale. As you exhale, thread the left arm underneath. Keep the fingertips of the right hand on the mat. Palm lifted. Let your left deltoid just melt into the mat. Press the floor away with your right fingertips. Take an inhale. Long exhale, move it through. On your next exhale, bring that left hand next to the right. Just gaze up at the top of the mat. Can you pull your heart down? Palms are lifted. Look at the top of your mat. And then release your palms down. Walk your hands back to the body. We're going to bring the knees together. Maybe a little distance in between the knees. We're going to sit onto the tops of the feet. So sit onto your heels. Can you come to the back as you lift the knees up from the mat? Maybe using no hands. Let the knees drop. Tuck onto the toes. Sit onto the heels. Breathe. Go with or without the use of the hands. See if you can lift the knees up. It might be a challenge for me this morning too. Use the hands or not. Hold here for a moment. And then drop the knees, untuck the toes, then the hips to the heels, let the knees lift. Maybe you do this one at a time. Bring the knees back down, tuck onto the toes. With or without the use of the hands, try to not use the hands. Come back, lift the knees up. Hold for a moment. You need a good stretch in the low back. Drop the knees down, untuck the toes, lift the knees up from the mat. This is the most challenging thing you'll have to do today, I think. Bring the knees back down, tuck onto the toes. If you can, without the hands, come onto the toes. Ooh. Find this little place here. Getting that good stretch in the low back. Go ahead and give yourself a nice hug. Just pulling the scapula apart on the back body. See if you can bring your forehead to your knees. And then come and release. We're going to lift the hips up. Take your time. It's going to feel good. Bring your feet hip width distance apart if they're not already. Clasp opposite elbows. Just sway it out. Take as much of a bend in your knees as you need to here. And just notice how you feel. And kind of stop moving. Take an intentional inhale in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale, move it through. Release your hands down to your mat. Take your time, slowly roll it through your back body, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders roll back. Let's just inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms touch, open your heart, baby back bend. Exhale, you go down, forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flatten your back, tighten up your tummy. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, walk up, high plank. Wrist into the shoulders, glutes are strong. Let's rock back and forth with the big toes. Forward and back. Take some nice circles here on your wrist. And go the other way. And take a big inhale. As you exhale, swivel your heels to the right, left arm lifts up. Just a nice side plank. And bring that left arm up and over, hips lift. And then just swing it back around to the top of your mat. Swivel your heels the other way. Right arm lifts up, right arm up and over. Hips lift, and exhale, bring it on down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop your knees. Bring your hips over your knees. Walk your hands out to a nice puppy pose. You can hold on to the top of the mat or you don't have to. I just like to, it helps you to pull the heart down. So ideally the heart melts down to the mat before your chin. Look at your thumbs, look at the top of the mat. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Meet the bottom of your exhale. Inhale as you walk the hands in. And then exhale as you round with the back body, cat. Tuck onto the toes. If you're not already, send the hips up, downward facing, walk it out. Pedal out the feet. Notice how you feel here this morning or this evening or wherever it is for you. Walk it out. Right, left, right, left. A little shifty shift side to side, breathe. And then inhale high into your toes, drop your knees. Wrist under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And take the right leg out, stretch it out, take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your knee into your right armpit, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, hips down and forward. Step your left hand off to the left quite a bit. Right arm's gonna sweep up. Stretching up, opening to the space behind you, maybe option to reach around, hold on to that left foot. So if you get the foot really kick into the hand, you're gonna get a big quad stretch there. Look up. And then release the foot if you have it. Everyone, right hand on the inside of the right foot. Place your left hand next to the right hand. Just gonna lift the left knee up and then step that left foot up. Next to your right in Vinyasa. Nice yogi squat. Hips down. Squeeze the elbows into the thighs and the knees. Pull your heart through. How are you feeling? Breathe. If you have props close by, always an option to sit here like this, not here long. Also, if your heels are lifted,
Move your feet wider to the edge of your mat so you can get the heels maybe someday flat. It's not always going to happen right away. And then release the hands to the floor. Lift the hips up. Heel toe the feet in, hip width distance. Take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And then take your arms behind you. Interlace the fingers, arms away from the body. Exhale, fold, let it go. Lift your head and hang. Try to get the heels of the hands to touch. Just gonna sway down here, feel into any stuck places that you may have in the body. And breathe. And release the hands down to the floor. Take a slow roll up through your back body. One vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders back. Sweep the arms up. Palms come to touch. Hands through heart center on an exhale. Fold. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen. Flatten your back. Tighten your tummy. And exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step it back. High plank. Drop your knees. Bring your hips over your knees. Walk your hands out for a nice puppy pose. Melt your heart. Look at your hands. Maybe the heart touches down. Maybe the chin touches down. Breathe. Meet the bottom of your exhale. And then inhale, walk hands in towards the body. Exhale, round through the back body for a nice cat. Toes are tucked and the hips up, downward facing, walk it out. Right, left, right, left. Inhale, high up onto your toes, drop your knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's take that left leg out. Take it out long, take a nice little inhale as you lift up. Exhale, bring the left knee to the left armpit. Step it through to the outside of the left hand, hips down and forward. Take your right hand, big step off to the right. Left arm sweeps up and over. Option to reach around, hold onto the front of that foot. Hips down and forward, maybe you look up here. Find that kick into the hand. Breathe. Release the foot if you have it. Bring it next to your left foot. We're going to tuck under the right toes, lift the right knee up. Send the right foot up next to the left wide in your Vinyasa yogi squat. Just kind of wiggle it out here. Sway it out side to side. Breathe. Notice how you're feeling here. Gonna lift our elbows up. Try for a little hip mobility as you drop the left knee down and the right. If this bothers your knees, don't do it. Left knee down and right. Let's do 2 more each way. Last one. Come back through center. Traction up from coccyx all the way to the crown of your head. Release your hands to the floor. Lift the hips up. Heel toe the feet into hip width distance. Inhale for a nice halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. We're going to step it back to high plank. Wrist bend in the shoulders. Glutes are strong. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop your knees down. Bring your hips over your knees. Walk your hands out far. Coming into puppy pose again. Pull your heart down first. Look up at your hands. This is a very active shoulder opener. Meet the bottom of your exhale. Inhale, walk hands in towards the body. Exhale, round to the back body, chin to chest, navel to spine. Tuck onto your toes and your hips up, downward facing, walk it out. Breathe. Inhale, sweep the right toes high. Bend your knee, pull your heel into your glute, point the knee up to the ceiling, rotate your right shoulder down. Maybe you roll out that ankle. All right, take an inhale here. As you exhale, bring your knee into your chest. I want you to stop here and then just drop the knee down. You're about halfway up the mat. Drop your right knee down. Pull your right heel into your right glute. Lift your left leg up. And then we're going to lower half. Breathe. As you come up, bring your left knee all the way into your left armpit. Step it to the outside of the left hand. Hips down and forward. Walk your right hand off. Big walk off to the right. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, hold on to the ankle. Hips down and forward, open up your heart. Breathe. Exhale, release. Hand to the inside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes and the right knee up, and then just take a big step forward, Vinyasa, yogi squat, hips down, breathe. And release the hands to the mat. Lift the hips, heel toe the feet in, take your time. Take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flatten your back, tighten your tummy. Exhale, fold. Let it go. Inhale, reach your eyes. Glutes are strong. Arms sweep up, palms touch, open your heart. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flatten your back, tighten your tummy. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back, high twist. Just breathe. Exhale, lower the knees. Bring your hips back over your knees. Walk your hands out, nice puppy pose. Melt the heart, look up at your hands. Breathe. Inhale, walk the hands back into the body. Exhale, round through the back body, cat. Chin to chest, navel to spine. Tuck your toes, send your hips up, downward facing. Pedal out the feet. Take an inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, sweep your left toes high. Bend the knee, point the knee up to the ceiling, squeeze the heel into the glute. Shift your left shoulder down. Pull your heart to your thigh. Press the floor, wave with your hands. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your knee into your chest, and we're going to hold and pause, and you're just going to drop your knee down, halfway down. And then right toes lift up, heel into the glute of the left foot, lower half. Breathe. Exhale as you bring your right knee into your right armpit, step your right foot to the outside of the right hand. Left hand takes a big step off to the left, right arm up and over as you twist open to the space behind you, maybe holding onto that foot behind you. Totally optional. Bring your hips down and forward. And release. Right hand to the inside of the right foot. Left hand comes back in. Take a big step up, left foot to the top of the mat, Malasana. Breathe. Notice how you're feeling. Gonna add on our main sequence, and then we'll take her down. Let the hands drop down, lift the hips, heel toe the feet in. Take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flatten your back, tighten your tummy. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your eyes, sweep the arms up. Palms touch, open your heart. Exhale, you go down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flatten your back. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Inhale. As you exhale, drop your knees, bring your hips over your knees, walk your hands out, puppy pose. Pull the heart down, look at the top of your mat. Walk the hands in towards the body. Exhale, round through the back body into your cat. Toes are tucked and the hips up, downward facing. Walk it out. Inhale, sweep the right toes high, bend the knee, open up the hip, pull the heel into the glute, shift the right shoulder down. As you exhale, bring your knee into your chest. We're going to set it down halfway, pull the heel into the glute, lift the left leg up first, and then lower half. Press back up. You're going to bring the knee into the chest and step it in between your two hands. Step it in between, hips down and forward. Take a big inhale, hands in prayer. Open up your heart, hips down and forward. As you exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Take the thumbs and maybe trace them down the right hamstring as you lift your heart and your head, hips down and forward. Keeping the clasp of the hands, tuck under your right toes. We're just going to lift the right knee up as you bring your left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Humbly outer warrior, lift your head, hang heavy. Right back foot can spin flat or not. Breathe. And then start to come up. You've got your warrior two legs, left toes perpendicular to the mat. Right back foot, turn your toes in. Breathe, take a little back bend, lift your heart. Maybe arms away from the body. And then bend the elbows, bring your hands into your right hip. Right like this, hips down. And then take your right ear to your right shoulder. So stretching down the left side of the neck. Can you let your shoulders relax down? And then bring your head up through neutral. Spread the fingertips wide, stretch in the opposite direction. Find your reverse. Hips down, right shoulder drops down. Relax your toes. And then exhale, cartwheel out your arms. Frame out the left foot, take your time. Left toes back, breathe. Let's exhale, lower half. Inhale, pull through for an upward facing. Exhale, meet me in your downward facing, curl the toes over. Adho Mukha Svanasana, walk it out. Notice how you're feeling here. Breathe. Inhale, left toe high. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Pull your heel into your glute, shift the left shoulder down. So you're pointing the knee up to the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the knee into your chest, and then just set it down. Set the knee down. Right leg lifts up, heel into glute of the left lower half. Bend into the elbows. As you exhale, bring your knee into your chest. We're going to step it all the way through in between the hands, hips down and forward, hands to prayer. Open your heart. Sink the hips a little lower. And then exhale, release the hands and release them behind you. Puff out the chest, thumbs down, that left thigh. Chin lifts, heart pulls through. Inhale, back through center, tuck onto your left back toes. And we're just going to bring the right shoulder to the inside of your right knee as you humble out your warrior. Lift your head, hang heavy. Opening up the largest joints in your body, your hips. Breathe. And then start to inhale as you come up into your warrior two. Hands behind the back. We're going to bring the hands into that left side waist. Right here. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Stretch down the right side of your neck. Let your shoulders relax. Meet the shape before we leave it. Bring your head back through neutral. Spread your fingertips wide, stretch them in opposite directions. Think a little lower. Upper body back, hips forward. And then inhale, find your reverse. Right arm up and over, sink the hips lower. Breathe. All right, take your time, exhale. Cartwheel out the arms, frame out the right foot, right leg steps back. Inhale. And exhale, drop the knees down. Walk the hands out, puppy pose. Hips down. And then we're going to bend forward, coming onto the elbows and onto the belly. Find a nice Sphinx pose here as I check out our camera situation. Sorry about this. We may have to hurry this up. All right, you're in your Sphinx. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Breathe. Pull your heart through onto the tops of the feet. Shoulders squeeze onto the back body. Then exhale, lower. You're going to plant the hands, tuck under the toes, send the hips back. Temporary child's pose here. Cross the ankles over, meet me at a seat. Can you do this without your hands? Come to a seat. We're going to scooch forward. I'm going to come to face you. Coming to a straddle stretch here. Bring both legs wide. All right, so listen to your body. Of course, you go as wide as you can. Can you keep your toes up? We're just going to walk the hands forward. Maybe you stay here. You come down. Take your time. Breathe. Maybe you double stack the fist. Just notice how you're feeling here. You're going to walk the hands back into the body. I want you to bend your knees. Bend your knees. You bring the hands behind you or in front. Just going to windshield wiper the legs to one side. And then windshield wiper the legs to the other side. I'm going to come back to the side. I'm going to have you turn, bring your right hand to the outside of your right hip. If you can, thread your left arm underneath the right. Maybe you stay right here. You can even come down a little bit. If you're nice and bendy and twisty. Come back up through center, unthread that needle. If you can, without using the hands, bring the knees to the other side. Take your time, left hand to the outside and your left hip. We're going to thread the right arm underneath. Maybe you come down a little bit. See how that feels on your spine. Inhale back through center. One more time each way. Knees to the right, knees to the left. You may travel a little bit. That's normal. All right, let's come back through center. Bring your knees together, bottoms of the feet together. Let's bring the knees wide. Interlace your fingers, hold onto the outside edges of the feet. Lift up tall out of the waist, take an inhale. As you exhale, spread the elbows wide, just lean forward. Let your head hang, breathe. Active press the elbows into the calves. You can press the knees out wide. Notice how you're feeling. Relax your jaw. We're going to walk back up through center, bring your knees together. Give yourself a nice hug. If you can, clasp opposite elbows, bring your forehead to your knees. Just pull the scapula apart from the back body. And then as you're ready, I'm going to turn around this way. Use the strength of your core. Let's go ahead and lower down. Take your time, stretch the legs out. Arms in opposite directions. Give me a full body stretch. Notice how you feel. Pull the right knee to the chest. Give it a nice hug. And then let's just turn to the left. Right arm off to a T. Take an inhale. Long exhale. Come back through center. Swap it out. Right leg goes long. Inhale the left knee in. Interlace the 10 fingers. Pull the knee into the hip. Armpit. I hope you don't pull your knee into your hip. Pull it into your armpit. And then bring your left knee over to the right. Left arm off to a T. Try to keep your left shoulder grounded here. Breathe. Inhale back through center. Both knees into the chest. Lift up if you need to. Give yourself a nice hug. And then let the head rest back down. Squeeze it all. Shoulders release down. Let the tailbone release down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift up, bring your nose to your knees. Squeeze everything into one tight little ball. Relax your shoulders down. And then exhale for your final Savasana. Just land where you land here. Knees can be bent if you have anything going on with the back today. I invite you to stay in Savasana as long as you can. Focus on your breath. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me. Exhale your lungs wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Take an inhale, filling up. Open your mouth, move it through, exhale. Relax your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Let your fingertips curl in naturally towards each other. And wherever you're practicing from, I want you to know that I'm so grateful for you all. I appreciate you more than you know. Take care. From my heart to yours, namaste.